Hello everyone, today's video is number 5 of my little mini series called How to Read a Crochet Pattern. And today I'm showing you how to crochet the puff stitch, the popcorn, the cluster and the bobble. There always seems to be a little bit of confusion about these because their crochet symbols can be very similar. And even how to crochet the cluster and the bobble begins the same, but it ends very differently. So I want to clarify these things with you so you can move on with your crochet and know the difference of these stitches. So let's go and get moving with puff stitch as number 1. The puff stitch here is a line across the top where they're all connected and a little oval that is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 yarn overs. And here is what our puff stitch looks like, all made up. Now the puff stitch is quite different to the other 3. It is a little flatter and it's made in a completely different way. So let me show you how. I have popped a stitch in between each puff stitch, but you can actually make them in each stitch so they're nice and close to each other. So all we do is yarn over, hook through, pull up a loop and lift. Yarn over, hook through, pull up a loop and lift. Yarn over, hook through, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook and chain 1 to secure. Okay, so yarn over, hook in, pulling up a loop, yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all those loops, chain 1. So I'm going in and out, lifting up my yarn each time 3 times to make this puff stitch. So yarning over, now we'll go 1, 2 and 3 times, yarn over, pull through all the stitches, chaining 1 to secure. Yarning over, going in 1, 2 and 3, yarn over, pull through all the stitches. You can see as we lift up the yarn as it comes through that I elevate it just a little bit. Yarn over, hook in, lift 1, lift and 2, lift and 3, yarn over, pull through all the stitches, chain 1. You can actually do it more than 3 times. I'm going to do that on the next row to show you. Okay, for row number 3, I'm going to do 4 yarn overs. So we start with 1 and then lift up for 1, 2, 3 and 4. Pull through all the stitches and chain 1. Yarn over and 1, 2, 3 and 4, pull through all the stitches, chain 1, yarn over and lift 1, 2, 3, 4, pull through all the stitches and chain 1. And they do look better actually, I prefer the larger look. And 1 double crochet just to finish off. There we go. That looks really good. Sometimes my little puff stitches will tend to explode and I've never been able to figure out what that's about. But as you can see here, the 4 loop option looks a whole lot better than the 3 loop option. Now that could be the answer to my query. I think I need to stick with doing the 4 looping option, because these little 3 loop ones just aren't as even and attractive as I'd like them to be. Let's see what's on the other side. That looks better on the other side, but you know what? I think for future, I'm going to do more passovers than less. Now the popcorn symbol is very, very similar to the puff, except it has more like a little U shape on the top. It still has that oval, so that's 3, 4, or 5 double crochets that you can use to make your popcorn stitch. So we need to be very careful when watching these symbols. And here we have our popcorn stitch. Popcorn stitch is one of my favourites. It just never fails. It always works out beautifully. Just going to do stacked single crochets as my beginning stitch. And I have also skipped a stitch in between each of these popcorns. So all you have to do is choose the number, whether it be 3, 4 or 5, and work double crochets into the same stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 double crochets into the one stitch. Then you pop your hook under the top of the first double crochet you made and grab the loop of the last double crochet. Pull that loop through the first stitches, chaining 1 to secure that popcorn. All right, let's go again. 5 double crochets in the same stitch. 3, 4 and 5. Take your hook out, pop it under the top of the first stitch, pick up the loop of the last, pull the loop through the first stitches and chain 1. Skipping the popcorn below, skipping a stitch and working into the next. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Pulling your hook out, pop it under the top stitch of the first, pick up the loop of the last, pull that through, chain 1, skip a stitch, work a popcorn into the next. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 double crochets, picking up the first and the last, pull the left one through the right and a chain 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Pick up the first, take the last loop through the first one and chain 1, skipping that, and 1 more popcorn. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I love the texture that the popcorn stitch gives. There we go. That's 2 rows of the popcorn stitch. And I love it. It just works without fail. It works well. Again, the cluster stitch is extremely similar to the puff. The only difference is it has the little dashes on the side. So on the top is straight, then it has that little oval, but it has a little dash. So that's for 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So again we'll alternate. I'm going to start with a stacked single crochet just to get the elevation that we need. So now we do a yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 and hold there. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 and hold. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 and hold. Now that's all I'm doing for the first one because we already had a stitch on board, but normally I would do an extra. So 4 yarn overs and hold. So we'll yarn over and pull through all those stitches, chain 1 to secure. Now we'll do a full cluster. Now we'll do a full cluster. So yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through all of those stitches and chain 1. So there you can see how your 4 double crochets are joined at the top to create a cluster. I was almost singing in that last one, getting very sing-songy with the rhythm. Okay, so there's another one, chain 1. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 and hold it here so you're not completing your double crochet. You're just doing half of it to start with. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 and one more. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through all the stitches, chain 1. Okay, I'm just going to work along here and finish the row. 4 through all the stitches and chain. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Yarn over, pull through all the stitches and chain. And look how great that's looking. Last one here for the row. 2, 3 and 4. Pull through all the stitches, chain 1, finishing off at the very end with 1 double crochet. And there you have your cluster stitch. I swapped sides with this one, so you'll notice that this is the back and this is the front. Cross it over. This is the front and this is the back. I've just gone ahead and turned my work, which is why the 2 rows look a bit different. Okay, but that is your cluster stitch. This cluster stitch goes with this symbol, and ironically, as Murphy would have it, I used 4 double crochets, and here we've only got 2, 3 or 5. Anyway, it's okay, it doesn't matter. Let's move on to our very last one. And now we have the bobble stitch. This symbol is very confusing because it says here that this is a 3 half double crochet bobble, cluster or puff. So 3 different stitches in one. It's a half double crochet because it doesn't have a little slash across the little arc. So that means it's a half double crochet. But how confusing to say that it's either bobble, cluster or puff. The only way you're really going to know the answer to this is within the pattern. If it tells you to do the bobble stitch and it gives you this symbol, and then it says to do a single crochet into the very next stitch, you'll know then that it's a bobble. Also, if you see this symbol, I would just read more of the pattern to see if you can get a clearer idea of what they're meaning. Because when you bring these in, here's your puff stitch. Pretty well the same, except that that's got 5 and that's only got 3. Here is the popcorn. very, very similar. This has a little U shape on the top, otherwise it's the same. And here is the cluster. Again, very similar, but this one's in a double crochet version. I'm going to show you that right now. So here's your bobble stitch in a 3 double crochet version. And that's exactly the same as the 3 double crochet version of the cluster stitch. So the bobble stitch is a real problem. So I am assuming that when the designer has written out the pattern in extended wording rather than just in symbols or abbreviations, that you will then know that it is going to be a bobble stitch. Because after doing this, you will then come down and do a single crochet directly into the stitch, which is the next one coming up. Here you have a 5 double crochet bobble, and what does that look like? It looks exactly like the cluster. So I wish that I could be far more clear for you in regards to the bobble stitch. It's got my mind boggling too, don't you worry. But I'm going to show you how to actually crochet the bobble stitch so you'll understand what people are talking about when they tell you to do the bobble stitch. Righto, let's go and get into our practical version of this. Alright, so we've got a lovely row of bobble stitch here. I'll do a second row of bobble stitch so I can show you just how different it actually is to the others. So yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through all the stitches. Now you can either chain 1 and then come down and do a single crochet in the next stitch. Now another one, yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through all the stitches. Now you can actually do your bobble without securing with a chain there by just coming down and working that single crochet. I myself prefer to secure it with a chain. Now you may be saying to yourself, this stitch looks exactly like the cluster. And for all accounts and purposes it does. For the first half. Then once we pop a stitch through all of those ones on your hook, chain 1, we come down and do a single crochet. So what that does is make the bobble stitch pop out even further. Alright? It would look like a cluster if we just left it upright without doing the single crochet. Let me show you. 1, 2, 3 and 4, yarn over, pull through all the stitches. So if we left it like that and just did a chain and moved on, it would be like a cluster. But the fact that you bring the stitches down and make them pop even more on the other side is what makes them become a bobble stitch. Okay, so it all seems very familiar at the start, but the difference is the bringing it down, doing the little single crochet, that causes the whole stitch to puff into a little ball. And it looks really, really great. So I'll just go along and finish this. Yarn over into the next one, doing half of the double crochets, holding the stitches. Yarn over, pull through all of them, chain, and then come down and do a single crochet. Again, you can use 3, 4 or 5 stitches to create your bobbles, and I'm sure you could use more if you wanted to as well. 4, pull through all the stitches, chain 1, single crochet, and I'll just finish off with a double crochet. And there we are. There's our 2 rows of bobble stitch, and look at the beautiful texture in there. Gorgeous. So here we have our puff stitch, our popcorn stitch, our cluster stitch, and our bobble stitch. I hope you come out of this little series feeling a whole lot more confident and excited than you did going into it. I bid you all really happy crocheting, and I'll see you all again really soon. Bye for now, everyone.